What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle, where pro gaming apparently never happens. In the previous episode, we had lost like half of our fours. I am incapable of winning fights in this game, and it should be noted that I have like a relative B team right now. Pretty much nobody in my group is any good except for Rook, and maybe Alette at the moment. Everybody else is like level 1, so he held the line for all of about 12 seconds before he got knocked the hell out. And so, it stands to be reckoned with that unfortunately we're ending this fight in a circumstance that is not quite how I would have liked to have finished it. But it can't be helped, so here we are. We're going to kill off these last couple guys. We lost Rook, which is really bad. I mean, if they put us up against back-to-back fights, losing Rook is going to be an issue. Because he's pretty much our ringer. He's our Rocky Balboa. He is our go-to guy, our Apollo Creed, if you will. But anyways, everybody died now. Eccles gotten a promotion. I'd like to see how much renown I got out of this. Mogan got another promotion. I was hoping for a bit more, but 16 renown at least puts us at the point where we can either barter for some more supplies, or we can get ourselves leveled up a tad. You'd swear the fighting is getting more vicious and dangerous. Again, you let the next line of Varl push into battle when you don't dare to risk it anymore. Come back tomorrow if you're looking for more, says Fasalt. You sleep poorly. Avon's suggestion to collapse the bridge, repeating in your mind. Oh, did they give me like a repeatable battle right now where I can farm myself up some XP if I wanted to? Not a bad decision, since 1 day passes each time we do this. Let me have a look at my Hall of Heroes and see what's recoverable and what's not. Now, a day did pass right there, as I recall. But since we don't, God, I would have sworn that they were ready to go after that battle. I mean, we could fight one more, but we'd be using even more of a B team. Now, I think, let me go back here. Let me look at my days. If I look at my supplies, so see, yeah, it does. It says we have 6 supply left. But as I recall, they only had 1 day left, this group right here, unless I totally don't recognize numbers anymore, which could be the case. I mean, I could have forgotten my preschool training. It's been a while since my Padawan days, but who knows? I'm really disappointed that they won't let me rest right now. I mean, I feel like destroying the bridge, they're probably going to throw me into another battle. There should be a rest icon right here. If it'll allow me to spend a day on the bridge, obviously there's enough time to rest for a day. So basically, I feel like I got a day sucked up right there for renown, but then nobody in my group seems to have recovered it all. I have nobody left to fight with. I need a day to pass so all my A-team will be healed. And so what I may find myself doing here is forcing myself into an unfortunate battle with my B-team just so my A-team can rest. And I don't think the A-team is going to pull out of it very well. I mean, Hogan and Mogan are still back up, but without Rook and Alette to sunder armor, I feel really, really nervous about my chances. She can't sunder armor with Dick. Neither can he, and that would leave us basically with Krumir, who can barely sunder armor to begin with. I just don't have the vestiges of a team that I would need in order to get this job done. Let's blow the bridge, but if it throws me into another battle, I am hosed. They've left me just absolutely without any type of repose or ability to recover here. Once again, a rest spot would have been appreciated. And it's not that I feel pressured, it's just that I feel like I have no options right now. I mean, obviously there'll be somebody that's like, you chose to fight that last battle. I promise you, watch for it. Somebody will say it. But in any case, that's because we're so low on renown that we can't buy enough supplies to survive either, so what do you want me to do? Basically, death spiral. As we talked about earlier, this game, I've heard, has a death spiral installed in it. I guess let's destroy the bridge and just really hope that there's no battle in that. Avon nods when you tell him to help destroy the bridge. He reminds you of the plan. Get him out onto the bridge and give him the time it takes until it... So yeah, there it is. We've got to fight another battle. Hold off anyone that comes to stop him, Dredge or Varl alike. So basically, we're boned. This is really a shit situation. I am not pleased right now. This is an absolute shit situation. It took a day, but it didn't give us a day, unfortunately. Otherwise, we'd be absolutely great and ready to roll. So I'm being forced to fight on the bridge, which I don't want to do, just to gain a day, because we don't have the team we need in order to hold the position so Avon can get his job done. Damn it. This sucks. This absolutely blows. Well, I could bring them with me and just say that they're -1 strength. I think that's going to be my only option right now. So let's do it. Let's drop Fasalt. Alette's coming. We're going to bring Let's bring Eggle. I don't really have a choice beyond that, so we'll bring some of the people that are wounded because, frankly, I don't like to bring wounded people, but I suppose it's going to be one of those situations where I don't have much of a choice. I should probably equip some gear, too, now that people have leveled up a tad. So let's go take a look at our tab that we were already in. I'm getting flustered. I need to take a moment and center myself. I need to meditate Jedi style. Cancel that right there. And then we can equip him with something. What does that do for me? It allows me to dodge strength attacks. I think I wanted to give that to somebody else. We can have a 15% chance to dodge, or we can go with a 15% chance to dodge and give him better movement. Well, I think I'd rather spread the love around a little bit. We'll give that one to him for a bit. Oh, that's right. I got a drag and drop. I completely and totally forgot. Now for other people, what might be useful? Let's go ahead and we're going to give him the needle and thread, because if he needs to pull away for a moment and repair his armor, I'll understand. And then I'd like to promote him too, so let's go ahead and give him a promotion so that he's a little bit better. Well, should I or should I save it? Let's save it for now. I'm sure he'll be perfectly fine. Whatever, he'll be okay. Let's go help Avon take the bridge. And now that I'm feeling a bit more centered, I've gotten my mysterious stranger on here, we'll destroy the bridge. See if we can make that work. So we already did that conversation. Let's say we're ready, and we're just going to hold it out here and see where it goes. You follow Avon to the bridge where the Varl are lined up to join the next battle. They readily let you step in for the next group, curious to watch the Mender fight. When you've killed a few, I'll begin. So we're going to be a little bit of the sneaky, stabby, shooty in here. I could bring in Onef instead of somebody else because I am more interested in him than Ekkel, but then at the same time, Ekkel moves people around, and I like that. Abilities that allow me to move people around the battlefield tend to make me happier. Being able to control the situation and force people off to the left or off to the right when you need to is definitely something to be envied when you're playing this game. And what's nice about that is I've never noticed a game that does so well at making use of movement type abilities. Typically strategy games have those abilities, but they don't tend to be very useful. Like, you can shift people around and you can clear cover rarely, but most of the time, all that they really allow you to accomplish is giving yourself breathing space. In this game, it can light up all kinds of tactical combos. So let's say that we're ready. I'm going to line up... I'm going to try and corner up, actually, to limit their ability to get at us. Now, this does have the chance of backfiring on me and allowing these two big armored douchebags to get in close, but it does buy us a couple turns versus them. If these guys have the ability to... Yeah, they can throw bombs out too, so we may get trapped here as well, which is sort of what I was concerned about, but hopefully we'll try and get ahead of it before it happens. Let's go for it. We're fighting with a wounded force here, so it'll be what it is. As with all of our other fights and cornering up, we're just going to hang out for a little bit and wait and see what they decide to do. What I'd prefer to do is that these guys get closer, or at least what I would prefer to have happen is that these guys will get closer before anything else, and I should probably swap them in the line somewhere just so they get the adjacency bonus, but whatever. I'd like to hold this formation for now and make use of it to whatever extent is possible. They're not choosing to burn any willpower right now, which is an interesting choice on their part. I was hoping they would burn willpower in order to close gaps with us, but it didn't happen. What's his movement looking like? If he can get in here and use his flaily move, that might be nice. Then again, he runs the risk of taking damage. So let's hang back for a second and we'll see what we can do with other characters before then. So there's the step forward. And in this case, since we've got a little bit of clearance right now, I can either start sundering out his armor by advancing the line a tad, or I can start by damaging right there, which is what I think I'll do. So let's start here. That's going to force him back for a moment and buy us a little bit of breathing time. At some point, we are going to have to figure out what we want to do about those guys over there. But at this moment, what's remaining interesting to me He's got 11, so he's going to scrub if he tries to hit us anyway. So let's start centering some armor there. Obviously, they're going to start working his armor jaw a little bit. Oh, he threw out bombs. Interestingly enough. Okay, so that gives us a little bit of something to think about. I want to wait and see what he does first before I do anything else. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to start rotating ever so slightly off in this direction, ever so gently. I'm going to caress my move button just a little bit right now. I don't want to get it too excited, but I want to get it at the point where it's wondering if something's going to happen. I'd like to set up my next turn so that I have an adjacency right there to get going on him. So let's move over to here. We're just kind of shifting around a tad while we wait and see what everybody else does. That'll also hopefully give us a round to move around a tad. So let's move her to there, and we're going to get her going with the armor sundering on him, obviously. So there's 4 armor gone. He's now down to 13, which makes him a little less terrifying. I mean, he's still pretty goddamn scary. I mean, look at the size of him. They're going to throw out bombs to there, which means that this is pretty much primed up to be a really nasty situation in a minute. I don't want to move anybody into it, is my point. So let's go ahead and reform a second line over here. He may be able to burn some willpower now. No, he's just hanging back. Okay, that's fine, whatever. I don't mind that at all either. I'll take that situation too. If I move him out to there, I can't see if there's bombs right there, but I can assume there's not one right there. I wish that there was a way for me to figure out if there was. I don't think there is. I'm gonna move him to there. And we'll sunder his armor again. Ah, good. We got a little bit of fragmentation damage right there. A little bit of the fractal fun. Let's back off that region right there. And I'm going to put him into Stonewall mode. I can't guarantee anything's going to attack him. But it might. And I think they should blow up their own unit long before anything terrible happens. Like, I think both of the guys that threw those out should be coming up pretty soon, which means this guy presumably should get wiped out by his own side. That's looking like 8 damage right there minimum, or maybe that only does, I think it does 2 and 2, so he takes 6 armor and 6 health right there, which would be really, really nice. Yeah, there it is, so 4 and 4, which is going to help us out a lot. That saves us a bit of trouble. Now then, he got a deflection damage right there, which is really nice. Keep those rocks from hitting us about our head and brow. I'm going to form, yeah, since Rook can move through our own line, we're going to have him join the line for a moment, because that's going to blow up in just a minute. And for her, we could conceivably kill him off right now and earn her a promotion. Or, in alternative strategies, we could move her. I think I'm just going to go for the kill right now, because we're not going to get the kill next turn, so I'm just going to drop him with what we've got. So there's the 7, and that gives us a freebie willpower to play around with. And we need to wait till those bombs blow up before we do anything else, unfortunately. Which serves to give them a chance to kind of line up against us. I don't think he'll take damage right there, so let's move him into the line so that they get an armor bonus. Little bit of armor sundering done. I'm going to try and remove this guy from the gene pool. 3 damage is enough to make him not quite so useful on the field of combat. And now he should try and join the fight shortly. Okay. So concerning things occurring, but it's okay. It's not too big of a terror. I could start working his armor. What's his movement looking like? He's got 11 damage, and we are looking pretty good on all of our armor stats right now. All of these little guys in the back, though, are going to be able to whittle us down slowly but surely. And that only eliminates strength damage, right? Or does it block all damage? Shield wall appears to block all damage, which means we should be able to block their armor sundering too. It's one of those things that I haven't been paying attention to as I've been playing through the game. But we'll drop him right there, maybe? Give everybody a target to shoot at, possibly. And he's got enough armor left to where I don't... Yeah, he resists armor damage too. Good. Amazing. Well, we'll put him in right there then. And let's take a swipe at this guy. There we go. So he's at 1 health and he's forced to back off a little bit. Now what I don't want to happen is in this phase of the battle, what I would want to prefer to avoid He can't join the fight, unfortunately. I was hoping he would be able to close in this turn, but if he can't close, I don't see any sense in putting him within the range of the archers to have his armor messed with. So let's leave him back for a second. We'll let everybody else do what they're going to do. Now then, she's going to have to move to a more advantageous firing position so that she can start queuing up her ability where she stays stationary. What we can do with her from here is start working his armor a little bit. So there's 4 armor down. And we got the little fracture. I keep forgetting I get that ability right there where the armor fractures out. I really like that ability. It's one of those ones that... It's a disability, I suppose. It's not an ability, it's a disability. We have to add a little bit of a suffix up in the front. Or a prefix, I apologize. Let's see here. Now with him, what can we do? He's adjacent to a lot of people. So it might be worth considering to put him right here and use his Bloody Flail ability, since he is catching some kind of bonus from it. Unfortunately, he didn't damage that health as much as I would have liked, but still, 5 is better than 6, so we'll take it. He's going to throw out bombs, which as I said previously would be the strategy that would absolutely disrupt my plan for the next turn, and is not what I wanted to occur at all, because that has the added effect of unfortunately forcing me back. On the plus side, I can deploy to here, which means that I can take a shot at his armor. Which means I'm at least getting something done in between here and there. These 3 right here are going to have to rotate in that direction. Ah, he resisted. And that guy, he knocked back his own troops. I don't know why he did that. But I'm not one to question it. Over here we could get 5 damage off versus his 11. There's nobody on this side he could potentially hurt a lot with it. So let's move down over to here. And I'm going to take the 5 damage that I can get on this side. In fact, I'm going to turn it into a 6 so that that archer is weakened. We've got a 9 right there, which is scary, but we can handle it. He needs to move out of the range of the damage that's incoming. He's got a lot of willpower left, and I think we need to start using it. So let's center that armor down just a little bit further. His ability is going to be a tad wasted, unfortunately, because he has nobody to knock back. Another set of bombs, really. They are just dedicated to this strategy of just area denial, unfortunately. Well, I think I'm going to go for a blitzkrieg strategy then and just rush these guys in the back while I'm here. He doesn't have anybody to attack. If he was a spearman, we'd be in a better situation, but I need to deal with these guys here. He's going to use some willpower. And there's 1 damage done. That leaves us with her. She can deal 6 damage to the big guy. We're going to turn that into an 8 so that he's not scary anymore. We're going to take that awful Halloween mask just off his face, so he's no longer looking like Freddy Krueger or whatever the hell he's dressed up as. He is now a naughty nurse or, you know, whatever's non-threatening and makes you happy. Over here, we've got to decide what we want to do. I'm going to jump in over here and kill off this guy. That was a bad decision, but, you know, working promotions. We'll do what we got to do. That may have also had the unfortunate side effect of making his damage come in a little too soon. How can I get within range of this cat right here? Let's go over there and we'll take a shot at him for 8. And so down he goes. They do have 2 strong members left, and I would prefer that any members in our vicinity be weak. I want their members drained, unfortunately. For them, that is. Well, I guess that would be fortunately for them. That would be unfortunately for us, since we would be doing the draining. Little bit of a syntactical error there. I can bring a guy down to here, though. Yeah, let's do that. And let's knock his strength down by 6. It's the best move we have. So there we go. He needs to be marginalized next, and so we'll go after that. Little bit of armor gone, unfortunately. And on this side, we'll have... Who is this? This is Mogan. Mogan's already leveled up a bit, and I'd like to save kills. Well, either way, we'll probably get a kill right here. No, I don't want Bloody Flail. Nope, I just want a normal, regular auto attack. And so there it is. Got about 10 minutes left in the episode here, so I would like to resolve this battle. I get the distinct feeling they're probably going to make me fight a round of Varl or something after this, which will suck. But it can't be helped. Oh, no, I right-clicked. That was a right-click. Well, she's now going to get blown up. Damn it. Right-click cancels. I don't know why right-click allowed that to go through. That's ridiculous. So apparently right-click confirms so long as you're moused over something that's inconvenient. She's now going to get blown up, which is a disappointment. one more down, earning that promotion. He's going to blow willpower in order to hopefully kill him off. And unfortunately, since there's no way at all for me to get within firing range, we are going to lose him, I think. Yep, we're going to lose him. Well, couldn't be helped, unfortunately. I mean, it probably could have been somehow were I better at this game, but you know how it goes. This isn't a pro gaming. Like, I get this distinct feeling that everybody on this channel thinks I need to be like MLG Pro or something. That's not the point of the Nerd Castle, so if that's why you're here, I would kindly suggest you probably readjust your expectations, because you're not going to find it here. Just, you know, probably going to be found elsewhere, from what I understand about my own capabilities. The only games that I've ever played on this channel that I was any good at, I can give her willpower. Let's give her willpower. Let's go ahead and start working him so he's not quite so terrifying. Well, on the plus side, she didn't get blown up. I'll take that. And now we're going to start blowing some major willpower to get people where we want them to be. Yeah, let's go for Deadly Flail, or Bloody Flail. And just hope that the damage lands where we want it to. We'll put Rook in right here and we'll allow him to land the final kill. If it puts us up against Varl in the next turn, we're probably going to be at a pretty major disadvantage. Because everybody's really, really wounded at this point. We've got like shin splints, we got people complaining about carpal tunnel, we have some major issues that we need to take up with corporate. That should give us a nice little grip of renown, so we're now up to 25 renown. As a break in the fighting, Avon begins to rain down lightning on one of the bridge's supports further ahead. Dredge respond with confusion, shuffling away from the area. The Varl notice. "What are you doing?" shouts Fasalt. Several more Varl join him. Avon is locked on his task, another lightning strike sending rubble up into the air. "Stop," he shouts, drawing his weapons. The all others follow suit, ready to attack. I don't see any way we're going to win another fight, but we're going to go for it. "Stay close," you tell the others, drawing your axe. The lead is shaking so hard you can see it from a distance. Without a shout, Fasalt attacks. So now we've got people at -2 strength, but luckily their armor isn't affected by that. I mean, we could probably be okay. We should probably swap him out for Onif since he's not leveled up anyways. Or you know what, let's go with Krumir. We've never jumped Krumir in. We've got -1 strength there and there. But we made it through the last fight as it stands, so I'm going to be positive here. I'm definitely going to try and be, you know, I'm going to try and be our positive effect right now. I'm going to try and be the side that would give us positive voltage. Oh, wow. That's a lot of foes. And we have very, very short yeah, we're not going to win this one. I can tell you right now, this is not going to be a victory. Had they stepped them back a little bit further, this is kind of an unfair start, unfortunately, because it's forcing me into combat with a heavily ranged group. I'm going to shift backwards as far as I physically can and into a corner, and we're going to do the same thing we did last time. Just smush in and pray. So since he's DPS... yeah, not a lot of hope here right now, but luckily Basalt is already wounded from the last battle that he was in, so maybe we'll be able to turn that into something. We've got a really, really ugly situation in front of us. Because there's such large tiles, though, maybe we'll be able to... oh, I lost a unit back there. Join the fray, amigo. Oh, we're still... no, never mind. Okay, everything recovered. I was worried that we might not... let's put him on the end right there, and we'll kind of maneuver as we see fit. I'm going to move him to right. He's got 10 strength. He's got 7. None of these guys should be able to injure me too substantially. So let's get started with the armor sundering up front. Oh, good. They have reflective properties. He's going to force him to waste his next turn fighting over there. And Forge Ahead allows somebody else to take their turn. I think I'm going to allow them to swap over and consume right there. There's a 13 strength versus all the others. And I think in the interest of tying this off so the big guys can't get to my range, I'm going to make a little stopgap right here. Then what we'll do is we'll start on this guy by just dealing some armor damage for the next turn. That reflective property that we're catching is going to be a big inconvenience. But the name of the game right now... the 100% point of everything we're trying to accomplish at the moment is going to be just plugging holes so that they can't get through to our range, and we're just going to use them as our background tower defense strategy, I guess. So that means I would probably have to deploy somebody over here in order to stop that from happening, so that's what we'll do. Go bloody flail on him. Oh god, he takes 1 back for each strike? That is a disappointment. Well then, that's gonna really whittle us down quickly. That introduces a unique subtext to this battle. Well, we need armor to go away, so I'm gonna have Alette help out over here. We need to keep him knocked out too, so if he decides to line up in the backfield, he needs to be handled because his whirling dervish bullshit is not gonna make this work out any more stellarly. Now I'm gonna avoid attack. I mean, I don't have a choice. Everybody with a shield here. Well, I'll have him plug the hole. And we're just gonna go to work on that armor, I guess. So there it is. A deflection right there. And where I would like to take a shot at this guy and remove him from the combat, everybody here's armor is okay. And so I think what I'd rather do is step to here and make sure his armor goes down a little bit further, or maybe contribute a bit of damage. This also has the added effect of positioning him for the next round so that he gets his bonus for standing in the same spot. Does he have that? No, he doesn't have that. He moves through allies, so she's got that. I've got to make sure she's stationary then. Well, let's go ahead and do 4. He's got 9 strength. The 13 will take him down to 6. So yeah, let's go ahead and help out over here. For now. So there we go. He's now down to 8. That guy's going to move over to there, and he's going to start sundering armor too. We skipped a turn right there, unfortunately. 1 damage dealt on that side. Over here on this side, let's start working this armor a little bit. When is he up? Is he up next? No, Fasalt's up next. Okay, so we'll figure out what Fasalt does next. His only goal was to create kind of a diversion over here. His armor is almost gone, which makes me wonder if I should just go for another bloody flail on this side or something. I don't know. Little bit confused as to what my goal should be at the moment. I feel like this is a wasted move, but we'll work his armor a tad. I mean, he's not even a concern right now, so I'm always feeling a little bit weird about focusing on him. Alette is up. I'm gonna have Alette. There's a couple people here she could get at. If she can go 5 right there. There's 8 and there's 10. I'm a little bit uncertain about whether I should go for another armor sunder over here to prime them up for the next turn, or whether I should deal some damage to make sure that he holds for another turn. That's my big deep terror right now. She could go 90% right there for a 7 damage hit. I'm sorry, for a 3 damage hit that would put him down to 7, which would guarantee his armor holds, but then we have a chance of failure too. Let's go for the sure thing and sunder out that armor a bit further. Oh god. Okay, so now we've got a knockback, which means where are they at in the rotation? Is he gonna get to move essentially before their next turn comes in? Because they're tripping over themselves right now, so he's behind and he's not even on the list. Okay, so we don't need to adapt to make that work the way we want it to. Let's go ahead and put some pain on... I'm not going to spend too much willpower. Let's just do the 3 damage, I guess. 3 will be suitable, considering everybody's armor in this line. He's going to be a problem now. He's got a shot from right there, and he's actually on the combat roster now. Let's deal the 6. I'm worried about him, but his armor is so low that I feel like we could probably get something done long before he becomes an actual threat. Since he's not taunted for once, which is kind of an interesting, unique situation, let's go ahead and keep working him. We'll throw a little bit of backhand on it too so that he gets some damage done. He's going to pile in. It looks like they're all trying to come to the... And where I need him is right there. He can't stop right here because then it leaves him a gap right there. I need him over here. And unfortunately that means he's not going to be able to do anything, but he can use Forge Ahead to allow somebody else to take a turn. And I think I'd like to have Rook take a turn. So Rook's up next now. Our line is faltering. But on the plus side, it's not going to falter quickly because everybody has really, really low strength right now. Where is he at? He's right there, so I'll probably have him swing back around this way so that at least he has to burn something. Or, I mean, we could start working him a little bit, making him weaker, but I don't know if that's a good plan. We could deal 3, which would put him down to an 8, which is still pretty lethal to my unfortunate... God. My unfortunate DPSers. Well, I don't want to kill anybody either. That's the other side of this, is I don't want any fresh faces in my line right now. I want these guys to be weakened so I can start working the people in the back too. So I think the best expenditure is either going to be this guy or this guy. And since he's at an 8, which is higher than my armor that's holding the line down here, I'm going to go with this guy. We'll do a 5. Four damage dealt right there. His armor isn't completely gone, which makes me think I probably shouldn't do this. He's going to be able to close, which is what I was really, really concerned about. I wasn't able to tell how far he could move. I wish the movement showed regardless of who was in the way of the path. Or at least that you could disable that. Because I just want to see the total movement. I wasn't really interested in where he could go. I would have moved him back further over to here if that was the case. Let's do Bloody Flail because he's going to die next turn anyways. Basically he's going to die before, because this guy's going to come around and one-shot him. So let's just go for the Bloody Flail since that's going to be the maximum we can get out with him. Fortunately, the game seems to deal all the damage to armor when you don't want it to. And when you do want it to, it deals all the damage. Oh my god. Alright, well, since our line's about to falter, let's start killing some fools. None of these guys have battering ram, right? Okay, so nobody has battering ram. Which means I'm going to lock in combat right there. I'm going to start working... We need to kill somebody on this end of the line, since that one's falling. Once we kill somebody on this end of the line, this guy's going to move in to replace. So let's start working his armor a little bit early. Two armor damage done there. And it looks like... Where is he at? So I don't want to kill anybody just yet, unless he can't move that far, and then we'll wipe somebody out. Let's do 3 damage right there. So here comes a kill. He's obviously going to get at him. An unfortunate circumstance that is now forcing me to think about retooling my line a tad. I'm gonna put him in Stonewall, and we're gonna buy whatever time we can. His strength is diminished, but he's not completely out of it yet. Let's go ahead and deal a 2 right there. This guy's probably, he's circling a little bit, which is terrifying, but Now then, I've got the majority of them pretty beat up. He's gonna have to spend at least one turn centering out armor unless he goes for Alette. And even if after he goes after Alette, I mean, he could set up right there and do his little... Does he have Tempest or whatever? Hold on. No, that is not what I want. Let me take a look at it. Oh, he's only got heavy impact. Okay, I'm not so... Probably should have looked at that a bit earlier. He's not as bad then. Instead, I could go 4 armor on him and line him up for the next turn. Does Alette act before he does? No, he doesn't. Okay. Well, he's going to be able to close with somebody. And I know not who he's going to go for. I mean, I could get really, really pleasantly surprised, and he could just go after Alette right now, but there's no guarantee. Well then. Let me have a look here. And I think I'll break the episode off while I think about it. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the Nerd Castle for another episode of the Banner Saga by Stoic Studios. I almost said the Banner Studio. No, that is not the thing that I'm trying to talk about. I will see you guys in the next episode. I hope you're enjoying this thus far, and I will see you guys the next we meet.